Welcome back to Beyond the Sold Sign Real Estate Unplugged. We are your hosts and favorite realtors, Naya
and Lauren.
And we are so excited to be back with you all for another week and another episode. Let's jump right in.
Picture this. You get an offer just days after listing your house. It's solid, it's clean, but you say, let's wait for something better. Weeks later, the only thing better is hindsight. Today, we're talking about the cost of ignoring the first good offer. A seller was selling her 4-bedroom home in a desirable neighborhood just outside the city. She'd heard all the stories, bidding wars, offers $20,000 over asking, buyers waiving inspections, all the things. Her neighbors also sold quickly last year, and she expected the same. Her agent priced the home competitively at $575,000. Within 72 hours, they received a full price offer, conventional loan, 20% down, short contingency period, and a 30-day close. The buyer also included a heartfelt letter about raising kids in the home. Seller hesitated. She didn't like that the buyer didn't escalate. She hoped for more. Her gut said, let's wait until the weekend. That weekend came and went. No other offers. The following week, a few showings, but no bites. By week 3, feedback was consistent. Nice home, but a little overpriced for today's rates. Her agent suggested a price reduction. Seller reluctantly dropped it by $10,000. 3 more weeks passed. Finally, an offer came in for $555,000 with a 60-day close and a $5,000 seller credit request. In the end, she lost time, money, and momentum. The original buyer, they had already gone out of contract on another home. I should have taken that first offer, she said. It was everything I wanted. I just didn't realize it at the time. I'm be telling.
I don't have a lot of words. That's crazy.
And this is a part of the market that the sellers don't always see, the slow shift. When homes take longer to sell, the first offer is often your best. I feel like
that was a clean offer.
That was a clean 20% down, conventional, short contingency period at 30-day close. That's an offer that most people want, and they didn't ask for any closing help. That's an offer that most people want. And when she said, when the seller said that she was upset that the buyer didn't escalate, that means that the buyer didn't offer an escalation clause, meaning or either they didn't offer an escalation clause or they didn't escalate the offer more than what she had it listed for. So because they had it listed for $575,000, maybe the seller was hoping to get, I don't know, between $585,000 and maybe $600,000. So she was upset that the buyer didn't come in and say, oh, we are going to give you this. But at the end of the day, I feel like the buyer could have came in and said, I'm going to give you $600,000, but I also want you to give me $20,000 in closing help. Like, you got to pick and choose your battles. And a lot of times, I feel like I say this all the time, a lot of times your first offer is your best offering because they want it so bad. They go see the house and immediately they go home and they submit the offer. That probably is going to be one of the best offers that come in if you get multiple. So you better hope that you get multiple offers. See, this is where I feel like she messed up. First of all, you didn't even have any other offers to compare it to. So if you really wanted to wait, why didn't you go ahead and just put in an offer deadline?
Exactly.
We put in our listings. Once the first offer is received, we will then set an offer deadline. That way, everyone is aware. Everyone knows. Once we get that first offer, regardless if it's low, regardless if it's high, it doesn't matter. We will go ahead and set an offer deadline, maybe for the next day, maybe 2 days later, just depending on what the offer looks like. But this now allowed it open. Like there was no deadline set. It was very open. And let's wait till the weekend where you should have set the deadline. That way you could have told the buyers, hey, we're setting a deadline. If we do not receive an offer before Sunday, we will go ahead, sign it and accept it. But y'all didn't do it. Y'all just let it like wide open. That's insane to me. I don't get that.
Crazy. Like, I'm incomplete. Like, I'm just so this disappointed me so completely. Like, let's wait until the weekend. Fine.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I hope
First
it's a Thursday
weekend on the market. Right. That's totally perfect. Great.
It's like
let's
open
wait
house.
until the weekend.
Wait till the open house. Wait till the weekend.
Yeah. But once you saw that nothing came in at the weekend, like you said, that was it right there. That bottom line, wrap it up and keep moving.
Go. Yes.
Once you saw that nothing else came in that weekend, honey, nothing came because nothing else was coming.
Exactly.
And then you saw 3 weeks, like 3 more weeks, 2 more, whatever. Nothing else came because nothing else was coming. So you should have stopped that weekend and accepted that offer. And now look at you.
You're here to sell a house. Like, what
Right. You came to sell the house. You priced it. You got what you priced it for. They were super financially prepared. They're putting 20% down. They're doing conventional. They're not asking much from you, if anything.
No closing help?
No closing help. They had short contingency for their probably an inspection or something. Normal 30-day close. What else were you looking for?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, trying to figure out. And as the agent,
no.
Set that deadline.
The weekend was the deadline.
Right.
The weekend was the deadline.
That was it.
Like, going beyond that is where they all messed up.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure they didn't say when their buyer went ahead and got another
After
house.
that weekend, I'm sure.
Right, which makes sense. Nobody buyers
Waiting
are
around.
to buy, and you are trying to sell. So sell the house, especially if they're giving you what you are asking for. Now you got $20,000, actually $25,000 less because
you had to give credit.
You had to give a $5,000 credit, and they offered you $20,000 less than what you had it on the market for.
And you ended up paying 2-3 months more of mortgage because you waited a month for all that time you was waiting for something else to come in, and then they had a 60-day close, so you done paid the mortgage 3 more times. So however much that is, add that to the equation. I'm just so disappointed.
You could have had your money. It would have been good. But see, and sellers sometimes they gotta.
You say this all the time. Sometimes you gotta see it for yourself.
You gotta see it for yourself. You gotta learn. And unfortunately,
oh my gosh, that's a missed opportunity.
Very
huge
much
missed
so.
opportunity. Yeah. I'm just so disappointed. I can't even. This is so upsetting.
Because sometimes you have to. You gotta see it for yourself. We can. I mean, tell you as many times just by us being in the market, and this is our job. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't respect what we're telling you, all we can say is okay, and you have to just figure it out on your own and see. And unfortunately, she did see, and it was not a good situation.
Yeah, they should have moved forward after that weekend. There was nothing wrong with the offer to not accept it.
Absolutely.
So there was no reason that offer shouldn't have been accepted. I just can't even.
Yeah, if we say it's a strong offer,
that was clean.
It was a strong and clean offer. Trust us, not just because we are trying to make a sale. You should know that that's not what we are about, especially if you've been working with us up until the time you have listed your home, right? You called us, we had a consultation, we came to your house, we ran comps for you, we had conversations. Like, we've been doing this back and forth probably for 60 days, for 2 months. So you have gotten to know your realtor probably for 2 months or more before listing your home. So when it comes down to the wire and you have offers in and they tell you, hey, seller, this is a clean and strong offer, you should really think about accepting it. Don't be like, oh no, I don't think you know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Right.
You trusted
me this whole way.
Why would you stop now when we said, no, I think I want more? Okay. We're going to tell you over and over, hey, I'm telling you this is a strong offer. Let's set a deadline. And if you don't want to take our advice, okay. But just understand that things like this can happen. But
jeez Louise, I mean, wow. I mean, every day it sat. They were well within their right to offer $555.
Yeah, they were.
It sat for 30 days.
And people are going to think, what's wrong with
now? What's wrong with
now? I'm going to do a lower offer. And I think you do this too. When we work with buyers, which we work with buyers and sellers all the time, while we're working with buyers, we're submitting an offer. We know a buyer loves the house, right?
Yeah.
We are immediately going home and submitting an offer.
Yeah.
First of all, we are probably the first ones in the house to see the house, right? If we know it's like, this is something our buyer really loved, area, location, everything was like great, price point, we are going to get our buyer in there to see it first. So they have some time to think about it, right? Because even if they get in there at 9 a.m. that morning that it comes on the market and they call us at 5 p.m. because they've had the entire day to think about it, then they're like, okay, I want to submit an offer. We're submitting that offer. And before we do, we're calling the agent and we're saying, hey, do you have offers in hand? What are the things that the buyer is looking for in an offer? That way, we can present it and we can put it together so well and so clean. And then we want to be the first offer in. I always want, I know I'm a little selfish. I want to be the first offer in every single time because I feel like
that matters.
It does. And I feel like they come back to me.
Yeah.
Say, hey, listen, you were the first offer in. We want to give you and your buyer an opportunity. We got 2 other offers in.
Yep.
Do you want to increase? Do you want to blah, blah, blah? And we'll say, thank you for coming back to us.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. They only came back because we were the first offer.
Exactly.
And they knew how bad, hey, y'all were the first offer. Y'all are the ones who started this.
We were on it. Yes, exactly.
Yep. So I'm like, exactly. So it is like we have the power and you have the power as a buyer if you are the first offer. And I wholeheartedly believe that it may not happen every single time, but I do feel like majority of the time, if you're first offer in, you got some leeway.
You do.
Yeah, and you could do some things, especially if you come in clean.
Yeah.
Clean, strong offer.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Immediately. So I don't know. Oh, and the thoughtful letter. I mean,
we don't really
do that.
We don't.
Yeah. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
We don't really do that. So yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you can miss a good opportunity by thinking that the grass is going to be greener somewhere else, and that 60 days you had to keep paying the mortgage and doing all those other things.
Yep.
While you were looking for something else. And
then you gonna come back to me, right? Then seller, you gonna come back to your agent and be like, what should we do next? Or you didn't trust. That's gonna make me mad because you didn't trust me when I said take this first offer. We aren't just trying to make a sale. I mean, yes, we're realtors. Of course we're trying to make a sale because that is what you hired us to do.
You want the house to sell.
Right.
We also want it to sell.
Yes.
And yeah, we want you to to trust us in that process. Right. After that first weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be having some real conversations. But don't be like, oh, I trust you now. What should I do? Like, no, you said you knew what you... Listen. But I feel like you don't just, in any market, you don't just need like a good offer. You also need good timing. So somebody's coming in and they're like giving you what you want. It's perfect timing. It's the first weekend on the market. Get it done. Because after that first week, buyers are going to be like, oh, we're good. Oh, why is it sitting? Something's wrong with it. So just think about it before you just say no. And you really want to, and if you really do want to think about it, just set an offer deadline.
Yeah.
Set an offer and don't let it go past that first week.
Don't let it go
past Sunday. If you feel like there are offers on the table and people need to speak with their lenders on a Monday, that's a red flag for me already. I'm annoyed because why are you not accessible
over the weekend?
We do most of our business on the weekends. Buyers go see houses on the weekends. Why are you not available? So we like to set offer deadlines usually on Sundays at some point.
Right.
Because that also tells me what kind of lender you are, what kind of lender that person will be working with. And if, we got to wait till Monday, that right there is already a red flag. So yes, the good timing, good offer, good timing. And don't lose out just because, I don't want to say you're being greedy, but just because you're trying to figure out what else is out there, because the grass is not always green on the other side. So,
and sometimes there was nothing else out there.
That part.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode. We hope you've gotten some great takeaways. We can't wait to see you for the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all the other podcast platforms and make sure that you are following us on Instagram and TikTok. We can't wait to see you next week.